Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pat Bell Field today. Today's CCL matchup will be between the Alameda Merchants and the Sonoma Stompers. Today's umpires at home plate, Eric Thompson at first base, Dylan Brewster, and third base, Harvey Maxey. First, let's take a look at the Stompers lineup. Batting first, playing second base, number 41, Noel Ramos. He will be the half-off batter of the game. If he strikes out at bat, then it will be half off all hot foods until the end of the half inning. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Trent Abel. Batting third, the third baseman, number 21, Max Hendren. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 37, Omar Gastelum. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 7, Paul Contreras. Batting sixth, playing right field, number 15, Darwin Scott. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 33, Jack Venassini. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 32, Tyler Hawley. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 26, Chase Taylor. Today's starting pitcher for the Stompers will be number 47, Dylan Goff, led by head coach Zach Pace. Merchants lineup will be revealed soon.
Everybody ready? Looks like they are. Okay.
Now, let's take a look at the Alameda Merchants lineup. Batting first, playing out of Laney College by way of San Francisco, California. At center field, number 33, Casey Levitt McGee. Batting second out of Colorado Mesa University by way of Tucson, Arizona, the left fielder, number 34, Jack Rogers. Batting third from Manhattan University by way of San Francisco, California, the right fielder, number 44, Aiden Tackless. Batting fourth, playing out of Los Medanos College by way of Antioch, California, playing first base, number 22, Rocco Borelli. Batting fifth, playing out of CSU LA by way of San Leandro, California, the catcher, number 27, Atticus Gonzalez. Batting sixth, playing out of the College of San Mateo by way of Auburn, Washington, the shortstop, number 2, Vicente Feliciano. Batting seventh, out of Northwest Missouri University by way of Lemoore, California, the third baseman, number 8, Kai Young. Batting eighth, out of Willamette University by way of San Diego, California, the designated hitter, number 23, Rocco Granucci. Batting ninth, playing out of College of San Mateo by way of Milpitas, California, the second baseman, number 4, Xavier LaCourse. Today's starting pitcher for the Merchants will be playing out of Modesto Junior College by way of Turlock, California, number 12, Brandon Leone. The Alameda Merchants are led by head coach Dustin Shaney. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please rise for the national anthem.
It's time for California Collegiate League baseball action from Alameda, California. It's the Alameda Merchants hosting the Sonoma Stompers. With on-site coordinator James Pearsall and man about town, public address announcer today, it's Brian Lee. I'm Dan Harrington. Wow, I even emphasized my name. I don't normally do that. Yes, it said it was demo versus mode up there. It's going to be actually the Alameda Anchors hosting the Sonoma Stompers. Don't worry, ala mode for this. It's a hot, if you will, 69 degrees. In Sonoma, they definitely need the ala mode. It's 85 right now. So I think the Stompers, under Coach Zach Pace and his staff, are happy to be here. This is beautiful weather for just about any activity besides ice fishing. So let's take a look at the standings real quick and give you the lineup. The Walnut Creek Crawdads just took it to the offense of the Merchants last night, and they're up to 22. Alameda not able to do any favors to San Luis Obispo, following them about 3.5 games back. Then there's the Stompers at 16-15. The Seagulls, who got their number yesterday, 2-1 in the game on the West Bay. And then there's the Alameda Merchants, following Seagulls 13 and 15, the Merchants 11 and 17, and they're trying to stay ahead of the Menlo Park Legends, and they are one up in the win column and 4 games up in the column. For the Stompers today, it's going to be Noel Ramos leading off at second base, Trent Abel batting second at shortstop, Max Handren at third base, Omar Gastelum is the DH, Paul Contreras is the center fielder, and he bats Darvin at sixth and right. Out of Carlmont and now San Jose State, he's the catcher. He's about to watch the first pitch of the game with his teammates as Tyler Hawley bats eighth and Chase Taylor, the left fielder, follows the first baseman batting ninth in the Stompers lineup. The first pitch was a strike at 6-12. The clear count now as going back, making the catch for Alameda is Xavier LaCours, and the first at bat, Noel Ramos. He pops up to second, and he is the player that if he can be struck out, I'm assuming that's the first hole, the first spot of the order, but Noel Ramos, he's batting first. If he gets struck out, everything down at the concession stand is half off. If you're anywhere near Alameda, come on over and catch the game live. Here's the next pitch from the starting pitcher, Brandon Leon. And Leon, let's say Leon. I like to say Leon, but he'll say Leon maybe. He's out of Modesto JC and Turlock, and this one's fouled away. I bet you the family doesn't mind either way. It could go Leon, could go Leon. This one from Trent Abel, the shortstop. We're number 1 for the Stompers. Winning record by 1 game, 16 and 15. Here's the pitch. It is lofted into right field. A soft hit ball, and he did what he had to do, place hitting that one to get on base. The first base runner of the game on the single to right. And here's
the third baseman, number 21, Max Handren.
That is Max Handren out there, as Brian Lee says. Around the field for Alameda, Rogers in left, Casey Levitt McGee in center, Aiden Tackley in right. He's the one who fielded that single and sent it back into his infielders. Taking a long look is Leon. One I think he got him straight away. If it bounces and hits the batter, either way, that's a dead ball, and he'll get first base. So Max Handren. When I see his name, I sometimes think of Max Headroom from the last century.
Omar Gastelum.
And but he didn't need headroom. He needed room for his legs, and he didn't get it from that pitch. At second base now, Handren moves him over with a bruise, if hopefully not much damage. And Omar Gastelum is the batter. Another righty facing the righty pitcher, Leon, and it's the plate. Thrown to Atticus Gonzalez out of San Leandro and Cal State Los Angeles. And around the infield is Kai Young at third, Vicente Feliciano at short, Xavier LaCours, who caught the first out of the game, at second base, and Rocco Borelli, one of the 2 Roccos in the batting order today. He's the first baseman with Rocco Granucci. We'll call that out where he is in the lineup as soon as possible. Here's the next offering. It's hit fairly well to center field. You got 400 feet before it would get out of here, and it's really carrying to the track. That should move at least one base runner. It will, as Trent Abel moves over to third. You don't get a sacrifice on that, but still a well-hit ball from the cleanup hitter.
The center fielder, number 7, Paul Contreras.
Deep out, number 2 in the top of the first for the Stompers, Paul Contreras, who plays center field. He's going to try to put it where they aren't. Somehow get on base, if not drive in at least 1 run. Stompers would like to get that lead after the 2-1 loss yesterday. Here's the pitch, and it's in there as called out by Eric Thompson out of Vallejo. Always good to see Eric umpiring the game. He does a great job of staying in charge while still being a diplomatic man. Here's the next pitch. A little bit low that time. Kind of the same side of the plate is what the battery was looking for. This time it's a ball. Evening at 1-1 with runners on the corners. Abel at third and Handren at first with 2 away. Here's the pitch, and it winds and it's blocked, and deciding to stay Handren. Now Handren, if he'd gone off a little further, then he might have tried to stay in a run. long enough for Abel to score, but he decided to head back to first base. With Dave Hoke over there at third, I believe, and Jacoby Heyer over at first doing the coaching for Sonoma. Contreras looks at one that just misses and to count 3-1. The Merchants playing straight away in the outfield, maybe just a little tighter to the gaps, and around the infield we got Borelli holding the runner on, otherwise straight away as well. Deep at third is Young, and this one is a strike. Didn't that one. That would have been a nice one to send to right field, maybe on a easy stroke, the same type hit that Abel got on base with. Well, payoff pitch here, and it's in there, strike three. Taking something off of it, threw him at 3-2 changeup, and the batter Contreras did not want to go after it. He hoped he could maybe sell his way onto first base, and it did not work out. In the inning, no runs for the Stompers, 1 hit, and runners left at the corners with no errors by the Merchants. We played half an inning. It is Sonoma nothing, and Alameda coming up to bat. California Collegiate League Baseball. How do I?
Yeah, hold it.
Is this a button?
Hold it. Hold on. Yeah.
Harrington back with you, subbing in for, I'm not sure, I think it's just kind of been an eclectic mix of characters on the mic. You know, we had James Pearsall and Brian Lee and Brian Davis, Professor B, as he likes to be referred to around the diamond. Anyway, let's go around the diamond. For Sonoma in left field, Chase Taylor. In center, it's Paul Contreras. In right, Scott. Then it's Max Handren at third, Trent Abel at short, Noah Elijah Ramos at second, and Tyler Hawley at first. On the hill is Dylan Goff and Jack Vanencini doing the catching. For Alameda, in center field leading off, Casey Levitt McGee went back and made that nice catch on the ball hit by Gastelum in the top of the first. Jack Rogers bats second, he plays left field. Batting third, it's Aiden Tackless, famous last name area in San Francisco. He's in right field, batting third. Rocco Borelli bats cleanup. He's the first baseman. Atticus Gonzalez, the catcher, bats fifth. Vicente Feliciano bats sixth. And then you go to Kai Young batting seventh. And Young being the third baseman. Batting eighth is Rocco Granucci, the DH, and Xavier LaCours bats ninth at second. And I didn't let you know Feliciano's the shortstop. Just want to make sure you know that. It doesn't really matter where they play when they hit, just as long as they're officially in the game. Anyway, Eric Thompson is the umpire, and I want to make sure you know the other umpires. I want to tell you also that Eric Thompson was doing something fun with the baseballs. Right before the game, he was rolling them all out there to see if he one on the mound, on the dirt, and the first two kept going a little too far, but the third one, perfect bowling job by Eric Thompson. Dylan Brewster's on the first base side of the field, and Harvey Maxey over at the third base side. He's towing the line behind the third base bag. Left-handed batting, Casey Levitt McGee at the plate, and this one is off the plate. I always just call it the Tony Pena kind of catching look back there behind the plate, but everybody's pretty much on one knee here and there nowadays. Like, they just don't trust the umpires. But still, Vanencini staying limber, and he reaches for a ball that's fouled off by Casey Levitt McGee. 1-1 count to the San Franciscan, and Sacred Heart Cathedral grad had a year at Laney College in Oakland in the spring. Here's the pitch, and it's sent to the left side and out of play. Towards the hitting complex here at College of Alameda, which gets a fair amount of use, but College of Alameda doesn't have a team. Anyway, 1-2 count. Levitt McGee back 325, ground is short, picked up there by Abel, and he's going to be called out a little, making sure he's okay first is the umpire over there at third as tight fumble is Levitt McGee. He really made that close play. Abel relied on his arm, and Holly with a stretch. So Dylan Goff on the hill. Alrighty. Takes a look in his dugout a little bit for a little while here. I'm not quite sure why. These teams either. Right now we've got a nice helmet there for Jack Rogers out of Colorado Mesa. He grounds one to the right side, trying that fielder, and it is Ramos, Noel Elijah Ramos, throwing it to Tyler Holly for 2 down.
Now batting the right fielder, number 44, Aiden Tackless.
Here's Aiden Tackless, also a Sacred Heart Cathedral, and he'll be in that same left-handed batter's box was occupied by his former teammate and current teammate as well. In his ball at Manhattan University, so a few blankets back there and trade him to play. Here's the next pitch. It's grounded to the right side. 2-hopper and a 3-1. Yes. Over, covering, doing his defensive duties is Dylan Goff on the toss underhand by Tyler Holly. 6, 4, 3, and 3-1 are the 3 putouts in the front. Nothing across for the Merchants. We played one here in Alameda, California, and it is 0-0 between the Stompers and Merchants.
The half-off batter has a 3.14 batting average.
What team was I? Was this from last year? What is this? I don't see any.
What? You didn't write that? Now batting for the Stompers.
Second inning.
Number 15, Darvin Scott.
Top half. Darvin Scott, the right fielder, will lead off with Jack Vanencini batting after him. The number 7 hitter, and Tyler Holly batting 8th. And the Alameda Merchants would like to see very few of the batters each inning. They did their job defensively and pitching-wise for the most part yesterday, but still did not score a run. So they're trying to keep the streak, from growing further as this one's inside. 2-0, advantageous count to Scott. Next pitch is grounded to third base. That's a tough hop. A nice throw to first, but there's no chance now. And I think it's going to be ruled a single because that took a funny hop, and he really had to make an extra effort to get that ball at third, did Young.
Now batting the catcher, number 33, Jack Vanencini.
Kaihuko Young out of Northwest Missouri University, and he was more like saying yippee-yi-yi Kai-O, but he couldn't quite get that one across the diamond. A little jump, but nothing that Borelli could do either. So it's an infield single for Scott. He hit it hard enough certainly to earn a single. This one hit hard as well, and it's hit over the head of the baseman and down the left field line. Over to third base is Scott. He's going to be in there standing, and a standing double for Jack Vanencini. Vanencini now the sophomore at San Jose State.
Now batting the first baseman, number 32, Tyler Holly.
Playing for Brad Sanfilippo, who was over at Los Gatos and a couple years over on the Cal staff. I believe, with Esker when he was the coach there. As Esker moved over, Mark Esker moved over to Stanford. So now there's 2 on in scoring position after the double by Vanencini, and Tyler Hawley looks at a strike. So poured in there by Brandon Leon. 2 hits, the tough luck single, and then the hard hit double, and this one is inside. Keeping his ground is Tyler Hawley. I'm going to get you some statistics for these guys, but frankly, if you want them that bad, you can go over to Kieran Costa on the Stompers broadcast. This one, it's a dead ball, and it hit, I guess it's kind of a hot foot, got the top of the laces of Hawley. So now the bases are loaded. The only advantage there is now you've got a force anywhere. Playing for the strikeout. Oh, yeah.
There's a big delay right now.
Left fielder, number 26.
Make sure Eric Thompson was frustrated with the scoreboard, balls and strikes not being inputted fast enough, but frankly, it's some sort of electronic delay, some sort of ghost in the machine. It's pretty slow ghost, actually. It takes a long time sometimes for those to register up there. We're talking many seconds. It is now 1-0 count and a strike at 1-1. So we know it's 1-1, and so does everybody on the field, but the scoreboard now just registers it. So that's something they'll have to try to fix here at Pat Bale Field. Here's the next pitch. It is just off the plate. Bases loaded. Great scoring position situation. Taylor, the batter, the left fielder, and he's batting left-handed against the right-hander, and he takes a strike. So pretty much every advantage here is for the away team right now to score. Playing the middle infielders back for the most part in at second base a tiny bit is LaCours, and this one just off the plate. So now we're looking at a full count, and under the rules of baseball, there's not much more you can do here other than seeing a bunch of foul balls. Something is going to break here one way or the other. Here's the pitch, and it is off the plate. Really trying to paint the corner, and no time for an art project there. You want to really force the issue, and unfortunately, same situation, but now a run in. If you are a Merchant fan, well, the other team has the lead. 1-0, Stompers. Moving over to third is Vanencini, to second is Hawley, and Taylor with an RBI walk. This is a pitch that also just misses. Ramos, his first time up, popped up into short right center field, ranging back in a little bit of an adventure for LaCours, but he got it all the way. Xavier LaCours is now moved in a couple steps from where he was, checking the runner. Heads back to about 5 feet in front of the back of the infield grass. The shortstop, Feliciano, is only a couple steps from it. This pitch is high after the strike. Another ball, 2-1 count. Around the outfield, again, pinching in left field is Rogers into that gap. Straight away as can be is Levitt McGee in center, who plays a lot of left field when he's playing for Laney College. This one is lined on a hop. He's going to try to go to third and get the force. He didn't need to try to tag him, but he's still out there with an RBI force out for Ramos, and that goes 6-5 on the putout for the first out of the inning on Hawley. And Vanencini scores the second run of the day after his double earlier. So Scott in with the first run, Vanencini on this play in with the second, and it's 2-0 Sonoma. Hawley out at third. Chase Taylor moves to second on the play. Batted ball by Ramos. Now on at first after the fielder's choice. The look back to second and the pitch homeward, and it's a strike. Pouring it in there is Leon. No mystery early in the count, and then he's been trying to really nip at the strike zone. Hasn't been too successful this inning. 1-0 coming into the game in conference play, 2.51 ERA, and a foul tip into the glove of Atticus Gonzalez. Can't always tell. You kind of give your best hope, open that glove up wide and let the fold work, trying to catch that ball off the tip of the bat. Here's the next pitch, and a really nice pitch that kind of broke late into the strike zone on the inside portion, and that is strike 3. I believe
the third baseman, number 21, Max Handron.
I believe that was sheared slightly differently first tip, but 2 tips in a row, both into the glove of the catcher. You don't see that every day. And that was a real needed strike 3 and out number 2. Max Handron, the batter now, the third baseman for Sonoma. Here's the pitch. It's up high and away. 1-0, but really poured in there. Mostly first pitch fastballs so far from Leon. Handron got on base in the first on a hit by pitch. And swing and a miss as the silver necklace comes flying out of the jersey for 21. More and more of these helmets now have that jaw protector, and I like them. We didn't have them when we played, but actually we didn't have helmets some of the time, but I won't tell you how old I am. Here's the pitch. It's hit into center field and fairly deep, turning his back. You see the number 33. He's looking at it. It's off the very top of the fence to the right of the 400 marker, and he's going to clear the bases on a double. 2 runners score. Chase Taylor hums around, and then Noel Ramos kind of able to lightly gate it in for the third and fourth runs of the inning on the double by Handron. So he's been on base twice. He's 1 for 1, and he's got 2 RBI, and off to the races now in the second inning. Sonoma Raceway has moved to Alameda. 4-0, as the Merchants have only had 3 infield groundouts, and kind of unfair. They haven't batted too many people. I mean, it's fair under the rules of baseball, but kind of a soft 0 right now on the board for them, as this one's fouled away by Omar Gastelum. Thompson asks for the pitch to come homeward. Leon complies and gets a strike out of the deal. Nodding in agreement is Omar. The DH. Every once in a while these games you see the DH come in on the field, but not too often at this level anymore. Here's the next pitch. It is off the plate. And it's 1-2 is what we've got, as Gastelman is a catcher out of San Jose State, also in Port Hueneme in SoCal. Nice place for baseball for sure down there. Nice high school down there for that, as fouled away. 6'3" he stands, at least on paper. They always said give your height standing in your spikes in the parking lot, standing on a telephone book. And I asked, what city's telephone book should I use? But those were thick or thin depending on where you lived. Anyway, I didn't follow the rules. I actually already put 5'11", which they said was a big mistake. I should have put 6'2" or something. So you never know about that stuff. This one grounded to short, 2 hops, and Feliciano gathers it in and throws across, just like you're supposed to. The 6'3" putout, caught by Rocco Borelli, the LMC Mustang hustling in. He's going to be ready to do some damage. Perhaps he's the first batter up in the bottom of the second, but first there were 4 runs scoring in the inning on 3 hits and no errors and 1 runner left on base. The lead for Sonoma, they have 4, and Alameda looking for their first run of the game. When we come back on coverage of California Collegiate League here on the Alameda Merchants YouTube network. We're back. Dan Harrington with Brian Lee, James Pearsall, Tony Sakachi grilling downstairs, and not too much smoke coming up today from the hamburgers or hot dogs. If you can come out to Alameda, beautiful, start at 69, probably 68.5 degrees now, as this one's fouled into the bullpen for the visitors. Today it's the Sonoma Stompers, and they're a tough customer. Rocco Borelli up there at the bat. He himself a tough customer. Had some big memories for the Los Medanos Mustangs. Here's the pitch, is put into right field, and able to get over there and make the catch is Darvin Scott. So just missed that one, did Borelli, who's really capable of hitting it well to all fields.
Number 27, Atticus Gonzalez.
Using the wood bats here. It's sound you like to hear, but not quite that solid use of the grain. So first time that the Merchants have ventured out of the infield after 3 grounders in the first, but yet looking for their first runner on base. This one is multi-hop to third base, gathered up and thrown over. Handren to Holly, 2 away. So not really able to let you tell much about Atticus Gonzalez. I wasn't able to give you much information on him. Doing a good job catching out there today for his pitcher, Leon. I'm going to be doing that all game, flip-flopping that last name. I'm bilingual with that player. Yeah, Leon, I guess is what most people seem to be saying. Leon, yeah. Leon, I would like to say. Vicente Feliciano trying to get a 2-out rally going, takes a strike. And those little mice that run in little tubes from here over to the scoreboard, they're just taking their time, because it still says 0-0, but James Pearsall has been punching those numbers in, and it's 0-2 now on the swing, and Feliciano says, I'll take that clear count of 0-0. Anyway, 2 away, and this one is tapped over the pitcher, and this could be an infield single. It is. Trying desperately, able to keep the early no-hitter going, and now the first hit of the game for the Merchants is hit mid-point of the bat, not the sweet spot, and it just lofted over like I guess if you hit a changeup, that was it, because that didn't go very far off the bat. Did not hit the sweet spot, got over the pitcher, Goff, and, well, there you go. First base runner of the game, and now Kai Young, the third baseman, is going to give it his all right here as he looks at a first pitch poured in their center cut for strike 1. Kahuko Young out of Northwest Missouri University in Lemoore, California. Hello, Lemoore. Give us more of those great olives and Valley foods you send our way. Well, this is another number. This is another weekly hit ball, but it's going to be another single. 2 on, 2 out now, as Kai Young
coming up the bat is the DH, number 23.
Said his baseball prayers, and they were answered there. As I'm sure he must have had a couple great hits snagged on great plays by the defense. This is one of those eveners. And so Feliciano moves to second base, Young at first, and Rocco Granucci trying to get some runs for the home club. Takes a ball down low. Looked like I'm not sure it was a fastball or what, pretty straight but low to the glove of Van Encini. Here's the pitch, and away. So Dylan Goff ahead of the 8-hitter in the Alameda lineup. Sent out there by head coach Dustin Cheney. He's got Dan Mills with him tonight, and Marciano Reichel maybe on assignment, I'm not sure, but we always love to see Marciano as well at these games. This one grounded, foul. Just another pitch on the count of Goff, as it turns out, and still an 0-2 count. Some geese are out there complaining about they want their own time on the field, and they're getting some. There's a goose protest out there in right center field on the track and a little bit onto the outfield surface, natural grass that they like to chomp on a little bit. The home team puts up some streamers on poles to keep them off here when they're not playing or practicing baseball. And the call down to first base and saying no is Dylan Brewster. So 1-2 count. Granucci looking to put it somewhere. And this one up high. So he'll take the pitch if it's not worthy. 2-2 now to Rocco Granucci. Out of, it is full now, I apologize, with the Willamette, I should say, University out of San Diego. So the SoCal man trying to make it happen with the geese honking in right center. Here's the pitch. It's in there, strike 3. Getting that outside corner and not able to fight that one off to right field. And the frustration continues for the offense for the Merchants. Maybe they'll break the... We're going to stay with you. We got some dog running out there chasing these geese away. I don't think that's in the plans. I'm pretty sure that was not on purpose. We do not have a trained goose hound out here. But anyway, in the inning for the Merchants, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And they'll try to score in the third, but right now it's Sonoma going to the top of the third, leading 4-0.
Now batting. The center fielder.
Welcome back to California Collegiate League Baseball. I don't know, would I be a pinch broadcaster, I guess? Just don't pinch me. I'm not going to grow anymore. I say a pinch to grow an inch. But anyway, I'm here covering the mic as this one bounced very high off the glove and well over our home plate umpire, Eric Thompson, and all the way to the backstop where it's picked up by the on-deck hitter, Darvin Scott. He's going to be up there soon now. Is this a dive by the third baseman? It's off to that bullpen, and arms are up, and going to check is Harvey Maxey as the ball comes into third, and we'll see now if Harvey Maxey, the umpire, agrees with the left fielder Jack Rogers' initial impression that was not a ball that he could get. Somehow he thought that either maybe it hit another baseball or some equipment down there, or was underneath that tarp that's out there next to the bullpen.
Now batting number 15,
and I think they're going to just say that, okay, he played the ball, so that's going to be it for the play. So putting his helmet back on and staying over at third base is Paul Contreras after a triple to lead off the third, and this one is fouled sharply by Scott, the right fielder. Darvin Scott. Darvin Scott. That's a good name. He's out of Menlo, senior out of Fairfield. Drives to center field for a base hit underneath Feliciano's diving attempt. And Scott drives in Contreras with a 5th run on the day as Sonoma's getting healthy after their 2-1 loss yesterday to the Seagulls. Meanwhile, the make things serious for Alameda. We have a walk to the hill, and it's going to be one of those bullpen games, and not able to go as far as Coach Shaney had hoped is Brandon Leone. So we saw number 15 warming up down there, Ratty working on a changeup when we checked with the binoculars.
Number 15, Mitch comes in and takes the hill.
As you might have heard Brian Lee bellow out, it is Mitch Hunter who will be on the mound. He's covering some words with his glove to impede anybody lip reading. So going back behind the plate is Gonzalez, and he'll warm up his pitcher, and we'll be right back to California Collegiate League Baseball. Try not to break any copyright rules on YouTube, but we're glad you're with us, watching live or watching at some point in the future, which is your present. We'll be right back. The slab, the first reliever of the day after 2+ innings for Brandon Leon. And so you got the righty on the hill, his first pitch. He's also a Valley guy out of Atwater, home of the wonderful Air Museum. Great place to walk around and look at the castle. I believe it was Castle, used to be Castle Air Base down there. And this pitch just misses, as it looked pretty good, but just evaded the air route over home plate, according to Eric Thompson. So a 2-0 count with a runner on first. Darvin Scott having driven in Paul Contreras for the 5th run of the game, the first of the inning, and the 3rd hit by pitch. We've had one in each inning so far. And so Scott moves to second after Jack Vanencini is hit by pitch. Vanencini now on base for the 2nd time today. He scored the 2nd run after doubling in
number 32,
Darvin Scott.
Holly.
Tyler Holly up at the plate. Chase Taylor on deck. Holly's first time up, hit by pitch himself. Rather use the bat than the body. Here's the offering. And that's a strike poured in there. 6'4", 190, sophomore at Vanguard University for the new man at the plate, at the mound, the pitcher's plate, Mitch Hunter. And this one is a breaking ball that didn't work, and it's off the plate. He'll try it again, 1-1. It's a little warmer up here because we're not getting too much breeze in the booth up on what was a legit 2nd floor view. We have a wonderful view of watching this. The stairwell, though, has a little bit of a wall, so if you're on the right side, it's a little harder to look over it. This one grounded to 3rd. We got a quick try. 5, 4, 3, oh, goes off the glove, and now trying to hustle in is Darvin Scott. He's set underneath the throw, and Gonzalez could not reach for it. It was too far away. Going over to pick up the ball is Hunter, and so we've got an error to tag on to that play. Holly, with a fielder's choice at first base, unable to really gather in. Borelli trying to grab it just before the runner got to first, and he could not snag it. And with the effort, it got underneath the glove, and I think that still is going to be a throwing error on the second baseman, as Vanencini was going in hard to the second base bag and legally. He is out 5-4 for the 1 out, and then Scott came around on the play for the 6th run of the game. 6-0 Sonoma leads. You know, really moving up to a huge lead at shortstop was Hawley. He decided to hop back to second base, and so number 32 out there thinking, I could have probably stolen third on that pitch. Doesn't want to take the at-bat from his left-handed hitting teammate Taylor, who walked his first time up. He scored the 3rd run of the game. This one is a bit of a generous call there. It's a strike there from the right-handed pitcher. It never really deviated into that opposite batter's box. So he gets the call, 1-1. Kind of stayed in that little no man's land, or no pitch land, between the plate and the box. Here's the pitch, and this is a really nice one. Again, taking a look at all the way is Chase Taylor. Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and that's what he'll have to do right now. 2-1. Pardon me, 1-2 the count with 1 away. A little bit of extra time, taking extra time now is the pitcher Hunter. This one bounds away, and again it's off of a batter. This time standing in there with 2 strikes and trying to go low and in, and he got too much variance there and hit the batter.
Batting the second baseman, number 41, Noel Ramos.
So 4 hit by pitches on the day, and we're in the 3rd inning, as Noel Ramos is going to bat for the 3rd time today. Last appearance, 2 earned runs and 2 in the 2/3 innings against the Stompers on July 19th for Hunter. He did strike out 4, but he strike out 2 and he walked 4. This one falls in. Getting all choked up
Number 1, Trent.
as that ball falls in front of Casey Levitt McGee. The volume with which they're hitting the ball generally is fairly hard, but that one, a soft little Texas leaguer, fell in front of Levitt McGee, and so a single to center with Tyler Hawley at 3rd. Pardon me, and Tyler Hawley at 3rd, and Chase Taylor, as their names are somewhat similar, Tyler and Taylor, he's on it at second base. So bases loaded. Another crucial pitching effort now needed from Hunter, as he has a changeup all the way. Trent Abel swings through it. Abel is 1 for 2 on the day with a first hit of the game, a easy-going single to right, and then the strikeout on the second time he tipped the ball into the catcher Gonzalez mitt. This one is another beautiful pitch. Somehow it doesn't get quite the whole pitch, though, as Gonzalez was looking for an inside target. Approached the plate. In Eric Thompson's view, it didn't get in the strike zone at the front plate. Some guys get a little bit extra credit getting that back corner of the plate on the side, but no doing there. 1-1 pitch is foul away. And watch out if you parked over there. If you come out to a game here at Pat Bale Field, the College of Alameda, a lot of parking, but don't park too close to the park, because you will be in the auto insurance phone call lottery. Looking for another ground ball, maybe get a deuce there. Here's the pitch, and it's down low, blocked by Atticus Gonzalez. Cal State LA guy working on that skill, which is one of the most important things a catcher can do, is really extend the area where a pitch could be a strike. You know, if you have some good off-speed stuff, use that dirt. Make a guy swing over something. Maybe righties can't hold up on a slider, but you gotta Foul ball from
Thanks, Brian.
Trent Abel knocked us off the air for a little while, but you haven't missed much. The count is 1-1, I believe, to Max Hendren. And this one is off the plate, 2-1. So that's what you get, Trent Abel. If you knock us off the air momentarily, then we don't get to see the conclusion of your plate appearance. How do you like that? Well, anyway, he's on at first base, an RBI walk. Ramos moves to second. Moving to third is Chase Taylor, and Holly came in to score. It is 7-0 Sonoma, and this one is off the plate. The bullpen game, hoping, with the bullpen game, you have time to get ready to go, and you just say, hey, I'll be out there for an inning, maybe two. Depending on where you are in the season, maybe you get 3 out of somebody who's really throwing well. But so far, it's not working out as the Merchants are getting somebody else ready. This one fouled away. It's Antoine Valerio out of Cal State Monterey Bay, the Otter. The Otter is in the pen.
They had a good run in the tournament.
Yeah, Brian Lee let me know, reminded me of Monterey Bay. He did a nice job in the Division II tournament. Kind of outwitted San Francisco State at the end, if I'm not mistaken. This one fouled away. Hello to Coach Schifano of the Gators over there, San Francisco State way. 1600 Holloway. This one fouled away to the track. Nice place to come for a walk if you want to know how far exactly you've walked. Take 4 laps and you've got a mile over there to the north field. Beautiful campus here at College of Alameda. Full count, payoff pitch, and there's one as if he wanted me to tout the wonders of that track. He hits it there. Is Hendren. Those uniforms kind of look like the Road Dodgers. We do have a Dodger fan below us, so I saw that D on the hat and give him full props. As a Giant fan wearing my Giants away jersey tonight myself. This one is grounded very, very lightly, and it foul ball is what it's going to end up being, as Gonzalez hopped up as quickly as he could without hitting the runner. Then the batter runner, Hendren, left his bat there right in his path. Then the ball skipped over the bat as it made its way past the foul line and the right side of the dirt circle. And really moving in there well was Hunter, but say if that ball had stayed fair, you'd have 2 Merchants on the right side of the short infield and nobody at home to tag out or tag the plate on Taylor. This one is nubbed to the left. I'll tell you what, we've seen so many barely hit baseballs in this game.
11th pitch.
You have 11th pitch right here. James Pearsall making sure I can let you know the double digits. So wearing out the pitcher Hunter now just a little bit, but he is primed for the battle. The big skip and a hop from Chase Taylor at third, and he will be in without any extra effort. This one grounded, gets the turf on the fly to right field in front of Aiden Tackless. He fires it into Borelli, but 2-run score on the play. Moving over to third base is Trent Abel on a 2 RBI single.
Now batting the DH, number 37, Omar Gastelum.
A 2 RBI single for Max Hendren, and it's now 9-0. So I guess it appears to me that this might be a 3-pitcher inning, but let's hope I'm wrong. Omar Gastelum at the plate. His third at bat of the day. He's hit one deep to center field. Was caught out there by Casey Levitt McGee, and then a ground out to shortstop. So he's looking to get healthy in the hit ratio, or vice versa here today. Wearing the Adidas spikes with quite a bit of cinder stain on the 3 stripes. Here's the set and the pitch, and it's a breaking ball for a strike. Swung right over. 0-2 is the count. Looking for his first strikeout on the day. The short day for Mitch Hunter. Trying to make it just a little longer, at least get out of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss, and first base is occupied, and Omar Gastelum is out.
now batting the center fielder, number 7, Paul Contreras.
2 away, and Paul Contreras comes up. Maybe he'll bookend the inning after he had a triple the first time up this inning. He's struck out looking against Brandon Leon. Runners on the corners. Will they try to move with 9-0? I assume not. This was grounded hard to third. Long throw across the diamond, and he makes it. What a nice play by Kai-Huko Young. Kai Young makes the throw across the diamond to Rocco Borelli to end the third. And I wish that could have been as easy as that play. I guess it wasn't easy, but it's wonderful to watch as that play.
There's an assortment of food available at the snack bar, including chips, candy, popcorn, some hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers. And if you're thirsty, there's water, Gatorade, or soda.
5 runs in the inning and 4 hits is what I have. And not an error. Well, yes, there was 1 error in the inning. So for the first time, we did have an error as well, that inning for the Merchants. And the score now is Sonoma, after leaving 2 on to end that third inning. They lead now 9-0 here in Alameda. We'll be right back on the college baseball summer of your life. The California Collegiate League. We'll be right back. And the Merchants need to return to the offensive prowess that they've shown at times this season. And the first pitch to Xavier LaCours is just off the plate, 1-0. And this one is fouled up here. Will it make a noise? It did. Oh man, beautiful sound effects. 1-1 count. Tin Roof Sunday there off the bat of Xavier LaCours. LECOURS. There he looks at a breaking ball for a strike. 1-2. First time up for Xavier. A lot of action on defense for him, including the first play of the game where he had to range back and make a nice catch. This one he hits to his position, and not as hard a catch on a light pop-up off the bat of Xavier LaCours. Caught there by Noel Elijah Ramos for 1 out.
Back to the top of the order. The center fielder, number 33, Casey Levitt McGee, is up to bat.
Casey Levitt McGee, Leavitt. Can throw a little dash in there. M Irish C, capital GEE. Looking for a new baseball now is number 47, Goff out there on the hill. Dylan Goff.
No relation to Jared Goff.
He's from Fontana, California. As Brian Lee asked if he's related to Jared Goff or maybe his dad Jerry. Maybe they are. Cal State Fullerton player. Interesting that Van Encini had gone to Cal State Fullerton, and then he's now a San Jose State University Spartan. Gets to play a little closer to home, and Carl, his family. Here's a pitch, and he's getting a chance to play some D1 ball because he's deserved it. But Fullerton, that's a tough roster to break into. So he didn't get the nod, and that's the way it goes. Ball hit down the right field and foul. Sounds very nonchalant for me. That's the way it goes, but that's the way it is sometimes. Casey Levitt McGee fouls one to the tarp, retrieved by one of the Stompers as it did not go into the big circle it's wrapped in. It's able to get that a little easier than it looked from the start. I wonder if he'd have crawled in there and went after it, if he could bird dog that baseball. Of course, you don't want your reserve players getting lost inside of a tarp. No Vince Coleman incidents here. 2-2 pitch is down low. Nice take by Casey Levitt McGee. Really powerful bat for the Eagles of Laney College, the closest JC team to where we're playing now. I guess back in the day, clearly they had some serious battles between Oakland and Alameda then. As Casey Levitt McGee takes ball 4 and throws the appendage coverings, batting gloves, and the arm protector.
The left fielder, number 34, Jack Rogers.
The third base runner of the day for the Merchants. Trying to eke out a few runs at least every inning now for a while to try to get back in this game. If they can play some shutdown ball on defense. Just giving too many free passes. 4 hit by pitch, a couple walks, and then some good hitting. Really not a great recipe to stay with a club. This one is a strike. Fastball in the outside portion. A little bit of angle work there from the pitcher, kind of closer to the third base side of the slab and throwing across his body a bit to that spot. Here's the next pitch, is grounded up the middle. Gets a little bit extra of the mound, stepping on second for one, and the throw to first and a double play. 6-3 double play from Trent Abel. Now, if that had not gotten a little bit of that mound, it might have been a tough play or even into center. That's the kind of tough luck that they're having right now, the Merchants. 6-3 put out. Abel to Hawley ends the third on a double play. We played 3, and it is 9-0. The visiting Stompers with the lead. We'll be right back with Brian Lee and James Pearsall, Dan Harrington, taking you to the middle innings. Scott, Jack Vanencini, the scheduled hitters here in the 4th inning. Is on our pen and paper, we have to scratch out the 3 and as the bad guys batted 10 in the top of the 3rd. Darvin Scott has scored twice today, the first and 6 runs in what is a 9-0 lead for Sonoma. Hunter stays on the hill and swing and a miss. Really challenging inside with a fastball. Really nice spot. Hunter, pretty tall guy out of Atwater, and he uses the up to down with that fastball. Really nice pitch. Here's the next effort, and this one takes something off of it, but the batter doesn't. It's hit high and deep to left field, and it is foul. Harvey Maxey says it didn't get out of the park from fair territory. So that is just a long strike. So it should be 1-2. Here's the next offering from Hunter, and he's gonna get him on a strikeout. A real bender right there. Darvin Scott could not match the bat with the pitch. Strikeout.
Catcher, number 33, Jack Vancini.
Young Van coming up to the plate. His dad, a long time servant of the game, if you will, at City College of San Francisco. Came in on the staff of Ron Whitmire. And Whitmire wasn't there long. He ended up coaching and still does in Southern California. And you might know him if you know a little bit of California baseball. And played with the Oakland A's briefly as well. But John Vancini is still there as a phys ed teacher and doing a great job with the department on what used to be Phelan Avenue, now Frida Kahlo, and bordered by 280 Ocean Avenue and Judson Avenue. Here's the pitch on that main campus, historic City College in the Ingleside district, right next to the sunny side. Swing and a miss there from Vano. He grew up down in the Peninsula ways, about halfway between the city and San Jose. Here's the pitch, and he does a great job with 2 strikes, does all he can, but cannot loft it over the shortstop, Feliciano.
Now batting the first baseman, number 32, Tyler Holly.
Abel, obviously the shortstop for the Sonoma club, and Feliciano says, hey, give me my props, man. I'm out here from College of San Mateo trying to rob the guy who grew up near CSM. So he did, and line out, well, we'll say it's a line out to short for Vancini for his first time put out today after doubling and the hit by pitch. James Pearsall predicting what I would say next to me. I'm not going to hurry through my words, especially if it's 9-0. No reason to now. Tyler Holly up there. Now he has been on base twice. He was forced out in the second inning after, yes, being hit by pitch. And then he scored after getting on with a fielder's choice. So he is 0 for 1. And he's up there with a 1-1 count. And a really nice breaking ball, but again, trying to get that pitch to the strike zone just where maybe a seam of it could catch the inside corner, but not ruled to have gone over the plate at all at the front side. Here's the pitch, and a high ball left field, a triangle of players forming and sliding and making the catch and hitting maybe a divot or something in left field. Making the catch and then taking time to appraise his physical condition is Jack Rogers. Stretching now, and I think they're just going to replace a divot or something came up there. I'm not sure if there's a sprinkler cover or a divot, but he is okay. And a wonderful catch made by Jack Rogers on the pop to left field that was ruled a fair ball. Would have been trouble had he not been able to come up with that here in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. A clean 4th inning for Mitch Hunter. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Work to do for the Merchants. 9-0 Sonoma.
fielder, number Tackless.
You know, last year, as we're back here in the bottom of the fourth, Aiden Tackless going to hit with, lead things off the right fielder with Rocco Borelli and Atticus Gonzalez to follow. Maybe more for Alameda. Here's a pitch and a swing and a miss on off-speed offering from Dylan Goff, who got a big hug from his third baseman, Max Handren. I'm not sure, maybe someone's birthday. We'll have to check that stat if we can find the birth dates maybe. I don't know why he got a big hug, but maybe it's because he's doing so well and they're celebrating life with a 9-0 lead as another big swing on another breaking ball. Changing speeds just a little bit. Now will he speed it up? No. He looked a little awkward on that one. That's ball 1-2. So I think that last year's announcer here, Kieran Costa for the Alameda Anchors, as now the Merchants are the team he's covering against of this kind of two-team deal here at College of Alameda, run by GM Tony Sacacci. But Kieran Costa here for the Sonoma Stompers with his Syracuse course mate and department pal Ryan Bridges and Ray Hill Jaswal doing some reporting as well. And the great photographer over there too, TC over there. Pardon me, JW Toy. TC, I must be thinking of Magna PI here. Anyway, 2-2. JW Toy doing some photography there for their organization. So basically a four-man crew down here for Sonoma. Here's the pitch. It's lofted into left field. And a diving, possibly catch. No, Maxie, the umpire, says right away that he did not catch it. He had a great look there at the edge of the infield, a few steps in from the third baseline. And a really great effort. Chase Taylor, you can lay out for that a little bit for sure. And when you have a 9-0 lead, and that's what he did. So Taylor ran the risk of it getting by him and some serious base running ahead for Tackless, as it is a single for Alameda. And they had two singles on the infield in the second inning. And there's the first hit to the outfield for an earned base knock. And the pitch here on 1-0 is hit into right field, and two hits in a row again for Alameda, and this time two to the outfield. So starting to get that stroke here. And fielded by the right fielder in right center field off the bat of Rocco Borelli. So
both catcher, number 27, Atticus Gonzalez.
Both Tackless and Borelli are on base with singles. And Atticus Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez came into the game batting .258. Has two doubles on the season. Some bugaboo with the strikeout. I'd like to up that walk to strikeout average just a little bit. But he goes after the pitch there, as you can see. 0-1 in the crouch, ready to really put some grain to the ball. And this one's off the plate. 1-1. So I'm not sure who looks tireder out there, Eric Thompson or Harvey Maxey. I'm going to say Harvey Maxey, the third base umpire out there now on the left side in front of the base runner and the shortstop. He looks really tired. But I think it's just because he's holding a crouch. And so now is Eric Thompson, eyes at the top of the strike zone and sees Gonzalez swing through one and Van Encini accept the pitch from Goff in front of him. 1-2 now. That makes it two strikes for Big 27. Trying to hit behind. A pitcher has been very successful today. And here's the pitch. Hit to right and pretty well. It's really carrying off the right-handed batting Gonzalez's bat. And it's caught out in right by Scott, thrown into his infielder Abel, the shortstop.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Vicente Feliciano.
Moving over to third base with one out now, Tackless, and remaining at first is Borelli after really checking the path of that ball. So Atticus Gonzalez does move the runner from second to third, and a well-hit ball, well-struck ball, but an out. Vicente Feliciano up at the plate, left-handed hitter against the right-handed throwing Goff, and it's lined 100 off of the second baseman's glove. He knocks it down, keeps it on the infield. That's an infield single that almost could have been a double play to end the inning. Although I'm not so sure they'd have been able to throw out Feliciano pretty speedy at first. Tackless scores on a single, an infield variety. Hard hit ball off the glove of Ramos. And Tackless scores the first run of the game. It's 9-1. And the possibly historic comeback starting up. Borelli now off of second base. And the RBI single with Feliciano on now at first. Sees the first pitch for a ball. Does Kai Young. I don't know if Kai, does Kai spell it K-A-I for his nickname or K-A-E? Anyway, it is his, I believe his name is spelled K-A-E-H-U-K-O, something like that. Oh yeah, K-A-E-H-U-K.
K-A-I, not K-I.
K-A-I, okay, got it. So there is the Kai at the end of his name, I see. I thought it was a U. I want to get these right. I'm not intimidated by the long names. They got to be spelled right for me. So, my bad. Got to look better at these vowels that are hanging out there. Big swing and a miss. Kai's going to try to shut me up, maybe with a single. Something off the bat. You'll have to do it again with 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch from Goff is a swing and a foul, and Vanencini probably got that off the bottom of the glove. Our umpire doing his best, wishing us luck with his scoreboard. I don't think they're going to dig up the field, but I think it's got to be some easier fix than having to dig a trench from behind home to right center field. Anyway, 1-2 pitch coming is down low. He didn't go after it. No need to ask. I don't think Vanencini behind the plate wanted Thompson, the umpire, to ask for help from Brewster at first. So, certainly the longest that Goff's had to face after really breezing through a couple of these innings. This one gets a funny hop. It's going to be over to second for 1 to first. He's in there. He just makes it. So now we're going to have runners at the corners with 2 outs as another attempt by Sonoma to get a double play fails. Certainly wouldn't call it a failure, though. Fielder's choice to short, 6-4 put out on Feliciano, and moving to third is Borelli. Young on at first with 2 away, as out at second is Feliciano, and this will be Rocco Granucci. Wearing number 23 up there at the dish. He's got the middle of the box up and back and side to side as well. Maybe he's a little closer to home plate now. First pitch, he seemed to have his feet a little closer to the home dugout. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Really poured in there. Maybe the fastest pitch from Goff. We don't have the miles per hour for you, but that looked like he's still keeping it real with the fastball. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Swung over, taking something off of it, maybe keeping it a little further back in the hand. Goff has given up a run. Finally, the Merchants have gotten on the board after being shut out by the Crawdads, and here the first third of this game, they score here in the fourth. They have 5 hits to the 8 for the visiting Stompers, but the Stompers have more runs than hits, 9-8-0 and 1-5-1 on the board. Here's the pitch, and that misses somewhere, and holding the ball a little long. Again, it's a 9-0 game, so if for some reason they felt Thompson misses one, just get that ball back to the pitcher. Don't make any federal cases out of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and third, 2 away. Pitch is foul tipped. Again, Vanencini's got that glove of magic there behind the dish, and he catches another foul tip for the 3rd out of the inning. 1 run, 3 hits. Would have liked to get more out of it, but at least the Merchants, if you're rooting for the home team, get a run. No errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. It's 9-1, and the Merchants have started their historic comeback, fans. 9-1 Stompers here through 4 in Alameda. Hey, we have a nice crowd out here. We have quite a few people made the trip down from Sonoma County and maybe in between there and here, and also wherever some of these players are from, near and far. Let's see if I can borrow some of Brian Lee's materials so I can give you information as we go through where people are from. Yeah, and Los Medanos for Chase Taylor, of course. I've called his name a few times over there, and certainly at Laney College where I do some public address for Coach Zapata and company. This one knocked down by Borelli, a fellow Mustang, and so one Mustang gets another one out. How do you like that? It's a 3-1 put out as Borelli, able to be loyal to the current team, sends the ball over to Hunter. And so Borelli to Hunter, and one away on a sharply hit ball by Taylor. Noel Ramos, the batter, and the fans are hoping, you know, unless they're Ramos's family, or I guess rooting for the Stompers, that there'll be half-price hot food, I believe, if you like the hot food that's offered there. I hope it's something you enjoy. It's usually a grilled item, like maybe chicken, but otherwise a hot dog or hamburger. We need to get the tofu burger out here, the Impossible Burger, maybe. Huh? Let's work on that. Whoa! Something that didn't work. It wasn't quite the fastball, but it still had some pretty good heat and went right over the head of number 41. Ramos takes a nice deep breath. Stompers infielder. Anyway, here's the next pitch. It's fouled away. Is it fouled away? Is it going to make foul territory? Borelli really jetting down there. He turned tail on the infield and took off towards that bullpen where we have some for the first time today for the visitors. In the meantime, lefty warming up down there in the sunshine, the bright California sun, and over in the Merchant bullpen down the left field line, there's a couple guys tossing the ball too. Here's the pitch, grounded right to those fellows I was mentioning, and they've got a guard down there, not a football guard, but just somebody watching out for the catcher. That's number 3 down there. Nice baseball number, huh? Talked to Babe Ruth about that back in the day. Not quite as big as the Babe down there, but he did his job guarding the guys in the pen. Here's the pitch from Hunter, fouled away just off of the, might have got a tiny piece of the glove of Gonzalez, but got a lot of the backstop. And again, earlier today, the fellow after Ramos knocked one off of our camera, so we're out of it for a bit. And I think that our stream worked out. Otherwise, I hope that James Pearsall and Brian Lee here in the booth with me are enjoying my band with you. 9-1 is the score. Down there, it's Kieran Bridges, Hill, Jazzwall, and J.W. Toy. They got their crew for the bad guys tonight. See that our picture's moving a little bit, like a little bit of a warp thing, like a Jimi Hendrix kind of. If he'd had videos back then, I think they had some nice warped visuals for their accompanying their songs at times, or maybe whatever they were eating or smoking back in the day. But I'm not advocating for you to alter your set, your monitor, wherever you are. This one is fouled back again. As I discussed, the ball's hitting that backstop. If it's just the right way, it makes waves on what they're showing you. And if it hits directly or very near where the camera is, look at work. That happened to Kieran's broadcast more than once last year. Now he's on the other team's side, calling probably a little more fun, a 9-1 game, but this one, a really nice play. Scooting to his right. The second baseman, LaCours.
Is the shortstop, number 1, Trent Abel.
LaCours makes the throw over. I try not to talk much during the speaking of Brian Lee, our public address announcer. For fear you might not be able to hear me, but I don't want to do the battle of the voices, you know. We'll wait for that to become a show on NBC. Battle of the Network Stars. Remember that one? No, you guys, neither of you guys do.
Nope.
That's for sure. They'd have actors. One count. They'd have actors. They'd have various celebrities from different walks of life, and certainly a few athletes who didn't play any of those sports or what have you on teams. They battle each other. It was co-ed. It was way ahead of its time in some ways. I'd like to see that show come back.
We did Battle the Becca Stars at SF State.
Battle of the Becca Stars at SF State, Brian Lee says they used to do. I like that. Can maybe watch that on Cable 38 now, or was it Cable 53?
Media on YouTube.
What is it? It's just YouTube now out there too. You don't need a station number for any of these broadcasts, including California Collegiate Baseball, as that ball is flied to right. Aiden Tackless makes the catch. 8 straight batters retired. James Pearsall coming at us strong with the facts, because that is true. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. We go to the bottom half, the second half of a regulation game. 9-1 Sonoma leading here. If you're enjoying Davis, Professor B.
Is he watching?
Bill Haas might be watching too. The Contra Costa announcer helping out a little bit this year. Ruben, at least the last 2 years. Jackson Wood, hoping he's moving on with his career well too, playing down in SoCal this summer.
Number 4, Xavier LaCourse.
A lot of people could say hi to Armando Galan, the Ohlone great announcer, with Nico Kashima from City College, and Amakolu from San Francisco in general too. Did some games here last year. We didn't get to see her here this year. I guess her work schedule didn't allow. But we'll say hi to them. We'll say hi to some more people maybe later. Right now it's going to be Xavier LaCourse, and it's going to be new pitcher in the game. And it's Big 1-7, Riley Phelan, Phelan, out of Sonoma, his hometown, playing for his hometown team. And he goes to Regis University. He's a junior over there at Regis. And this one is going to be hit to Regis maybe. It is hit high and deep to left, but it calms down out in front of the extinct Holy Names University banner. It's hauled in there by Chase Taylor.
Casey Levitt and McGee.
Oh, the Regis man on the hill gets his first batter, Xavier LaCourse, on a long, deep fly ball to left. Casey Levitt McGee has an 0 for 1 on the day. Came in as the leading hitter and average. And funny that the two Laney guys are up there, 1 and 2, Levitt McGee and Frank Zapata at 325 and 304 starting the day. Zapata not in the lineup today. Levitt McGee up there representing the Laney guys, trying to get his first hit of the day, get on base for the second after the walk. Hit a ball hard to short time and sent Holly. Now we've got I believe that scoreboard is really slow. It's like they got molasses in the system. Handed pitcher Phelan off the plate now, 3-0. Doesn't, despite having that theoretical advantage for a left-handed pitcher against the left-handed batter, where you just don't see the ball as well when you bat against somebody from the same side. But Levitt McGee looks pretty confident up there, 3-0, probably looking all the way, and he's going to look at ball 4. So he's on base for the second time in a row on a base on balls.
Coming up the left fielder, number 34, Jack Rogers.
Jack Rogers up there. Wow, you might hear a big
Rogers.
A big woo. Almost like that's his nickname, Jack Woo Rogers up there at the plate. He's getting a love. Why even step into the box? Let him keep cheering until Eric Thompson tells you have to get in. He's got the white gloves, the maroon helmet that doesn't match anything to do with Alameda's uniform. But as long as it protects the noggin, that's what counts. 34 on his back, taps the helmet with the left hand, then the right hand as he switches which one's holding the bat. Now he's got it behind him, ready, staring at Phelan, and he hits one hard to center, turning around, and again, the marine layer starting to take a little bit of effect. It's completely clear overhead, but the air is feeling a little more moist, if you will, and not in a hot, humid way. But
the right fielder, number 44, Aiden Tackless.
It's cooling off. It's starting to move some of this cool air towards the valley over the Coast Ranges. And so once again, we have a Jack Rod fly ball deep center field. So 2 away with Levitt McGee kind of staring into the sun and shielding his eyes with his right hand over his, just below his visor. And meanwhile, the pitch to the left-handed Aiden Tackless is a ball. So Phelan working mostly with a fastball. Was trying to spot location to his catcher Van Encini. And maybe took something off, but definitely got location. Maybe he wanted to lower the velocity a little bit and improve the accuracy. So 1-1, even up. Tackless doesn't mind. He said, go ahead, throw me another one then. Let's see what happens. As moving is Levitt McGee. He's going to have a stolen base. Yes. And making it closer than I thought it would be was Van Encini. Really poured it down to second base. And a decent tag there for sure by Trent Abel. But Levitt McGee took off early on the left-hander, first movement, I guess. So nice hustle to second. Now in scoring position. This one is fouled away towards the Merchants batting complex. I think it hit a wheelbarrow out there. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Dos. Pitch, and that's strike 3. And I think that was a good call. Really not the pitch you wanted to see, but competing as the pitcher Phelan in his first work, he gives up only the walk, and the runner Levitt McGee stranded at second base. 2 fly balls and the strikeout looking of Tackless, the second time he's been put out today. He did score the first. Merchants have so far. It's 9. Alameda 1 on the California Collegiate League broadcast on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I am back. Whew, I can talk to you. There's a new pitcher. Just up and away.
That's number
Starting
21
off the
at
day.
bat, Max Handron.
Antoine Valerio. Wheels and deals, and it's fouled away. Man, they're loving that side. I wonder if there's anybody getting hit by these balls on the track. A lot of people come get their little workout over here, park the car, and have a nice safe place to jog or run or walk around the track. Maybe there's rugby out there. Here's the next pitch. It is really working quickly is Valerio, the third pitcher on the day. And Mitch Hunter went 3 innings. Started off a little shakily, but then really did well in the 4th and 5th facing the. This one is hit foul. Darren Brewster. He turned around, and I turned around some letters in his name. Dylan Brewster. It's unusual when I see the umpire kind of spin a 180 and then point the opposite way. But anyway, he got the message across that it was foul. So now the count after 2-2 foul ball, now it's 3-2.
Wow.
There's a mystery machine, the scoreboard up there. I'm telling you right now. As the lights get really bright on the scoreboard now, we can see everything. And a big strikeout. So the big number 1 will be out there for the out soon.
Coming up is the DH, number 37, Omar Gastelum.
Max Handron was on base all 3 times, but he strikes out against the new pitcher, Antoine Valerio.
This guy's never been on.
Meanwhile, Omar Gastelum has not been on base yet today, despite hitting the ball about as deep as anyone today in the 1st inning for the 2nd out. Then he made the 3rd out and the 2nd on a grounder to short, and the 2nd out on a strike in that long 3rd inning. They sent 10 guys to the plate and scored 5 runs on 4 hits, did the Stompers. There was an error in there, but I had the error on the throw from 2nd to 1st. And then when the ball went over the catcher at home, the other fellow was already on the way to 2nd, so I had that as an earned run and no additional error. And another K and a tag out by Gonzalez, officially a strikeout and a tag by 2 away. So 2 strikeouts in a row for the new pitcher, Antoine Valerio. Out of Cal State Monterey Bay, and his hometown, San Leandro.
Right down the street.
Yeah. Beautiful San Leandro. Can take Doolittle down by the airport. There you are. Get this quarter-pound burger. Go see West Coast Sporting Goods, and also Lord's Ice Cream headquarters. This one, a 2-hopper and a really nice play by Vicente Feliciano. And wow, this game. The top frames of the innings, 3 up, 3 down for the 3rd inning in a row, and that means that 11 straight have been retired by the Merchants, and it is going to the bottom of the 6th. Sonoma 9 and Alameda 1. Enjoy here on YouTube. Well, Riley Phelan
Borelli.
brought the ERA down a bit, and he looked effective out there with 4 batters faced. He's done for the day as the first reliever for the Sonoma Stompers. And on the hill, making his first conference appearance, is Zachary Borman, Boorn. Righty, sets, has a white patch on the left sleeve. I guess they all do. For some reason right now it's standing out a little more as there's shade between the mound and home plate, but that white logo or what have you on the left sleeve is definitely standing out more right at this juncture of where the sun is as another strike. So maybe using that to his advantage, the right-handed thrower, as Riley Phelan, the first reliever, is a lefty, and he did not have that advantage. Dylan Goff went 4 innings, Phelan 1. Zachary Borman now in the 6th. He's facing Rocco Borelli, who really struck the ball well to right center field his second time up today. He also flew out to left. So he's 1 for 2 on the single in the 4th. He was left stranded at 3rd after tacklers ahead of him had scored the first and only run yet for the home club. The home team fans giving it their all, consistent cheering on a big and a miss by Rocco Borelli, and he's down on strikes. So Rocco.
Coming into bat, the catcher, number 27, Atticus
Rocco
Gonzalez.
Up there gets his 9th strikeout of the year, but he's done pretty well with RBI at 8, doubles at 2, and he's got 4 walks. But right now he's got to have a seat, maybe rest up and get ready for some more action at first as Atticus Gonzalez hits one hard. 3-hopper, deciding to go back on the ball is Handren, and he throws to first and a stretch towards the batter runner coming his way, and Tyler Holly able to haul it in. Holly hauls it in for the second out. 5-3 put out, and Vicente.
The shortstop, number 2, Vicente Feliciano.
Vicente Feliciano. I wonder if he goes out to the southern part of the Sunset District. That's not in his normal routes, as he's from Auburn. He's seen the sign, though. It's a pretty straight out there. Ooh, right there, almost seeing Merchants on the uniform. That one gets right across the chest and able to just stay back and stay out of the way, preserving his chance for a base hit, is Feliciano. I don't think that pitch would have really done it much to him. Easier said up here in the booth than down there on the field. This one is down low. I definitely got hit by a lot of pitches in college, and it wasn't because I talked smack.
Really?
Yeah, I just got up there and up in front and on the inside of that zone where a lot of guys do for JC, challenging you to pitch inside. Swing and a miss as this one doesn't
Feliciano's 2 for 2 today.
doesn't look to be a fastball. It's an off-speed pitch that he swings over. 2-1 count with Feliciano having 2 singles today, and there are 5 hits so far for the Merchants, so Feliciano has certainly done his job. Singling the first hit of the day and the second as he misses one again for a 2-2 count. And one went over the pitcher and in front of the shortstop. This time he got hit in the shoulder, did not like that.
Almost was the face.
Yeah, he had to get kind of arch the
coming up to bat, the third baseman, number 8, Kai Young.
arch the top of the right arm upward so it could protect the face and neck there. So Feliciano's on base again. Doesn't get a chance to hit. You want to go 3 for 3. Right now he's still 2 for 2, and he's got a much, much better looking mug than he would have had otherwise. Never want to see a pitch go by there, and I'm sure that the new pitcher Borman feels the same way. 2 outs and a runner on first. Can we get another 2-out rally for the Merchants? Here's the pitch, and swung on and hit well. Whoa, watch out, Dustin Cheney. Good for him. He kind of did like a cheer and used the invisible pom-poms to knock the ball away. He still has all his fingers and all the nails on them. That's good for him. He did an inspection. Now he's back to checking his runner, and the pitch is just down low. So giving a sign, I don't know if he accidentally gave a sign checking his fingers there, but no running there at first for Feliciano. Maybe he'll go. Feliciano runs. He's so far successful in 2 attempts stealing this year. He's not going, and this one's fouled away. As you look at the Merchants, and most teams, you see the stats of the guys that are batting a little bit lower and have pretty good amount of walks. Maybe not so much with the Merchants as I might be looking more at the Sonoma page. But nonetheless, Feliciano has yet to be thrown out. Just hasn't tried too much. This one fouled again, almost the same place. Maybe you're seeing those magical waves. Looks like you're in one of those dream sequences. You know, when they wave their arms in front of them. Blah, 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 back in the day. Maybe Happy Days, they did that a lot. To you parents out there, you know that show. The Fonz, hey. 2 outs, swing and a miss, puff of smoke in the glove of Jack Vannancini. And 4 batters faced by this new Zachary Borman. 2 strikeouts for Borman out of the 3 outs made by the Merchants, with Feliciano once again left on base. Through 6, it's Sonoma Stompers 9, Alameda Merchants 1. California Collegiate Baseball coming at you. The CCL. We'll be right back. Inning put forward by Antoine Valerio, and then the 2 previous, the second and third innings for Mitch Hunter, and they faced the minimum, and Hunter struck out 2 batters in the 3 innings he worked, and 2 batters in the 1 inning by Valerio. It's going to be Gamboa on the hill now, getting some work in for the Alameda Merchants as he delivers his final warm-up to Gonzalez.
From nowhere.
Big number 31 out there on the hill trying to make his first against the Stompers.
And now batting the right fielder,
a good one.
15, Darvin Scott.
Dylan Brewster and Harvey Maxey, the base umpires, meeting for a while out there behind the shortstop Feliciano. I guess they felt safe behind him getting his warm-ups on the roll from Rocco Borelli. Here's the first pitch of the game for the reliever Gamboa, the 4th pitcher. Leon went 2 innings and a couple batters more. Then Mitch Hunter went 3, and that was a rough go of it that inning for both of them. Then Hunter settled down well, but the score being 9-0 at that point. Antoine Valerio and now Anthony Gamboa. And this one's hit high and deep on the 1-1 pitch. And it's caught. Well, ball. But hey, it's an out in the book. Darvin Scott is a victim of left fielder Jack Rogers.
Coming up to bat is the catcher, number 33, Jack Vannancini.
Jack Vannancini at the dish now, number 33. He's got that slightly darker top than the pants. I'm not sure if it's Fanatics that's making the uniforms for the Stompers. But or it could just be dust. Could just be dust on his uniform too. He's the catcher, and this one is just on the plate. Gonzalez using a little bit of a reach there to harness the ball and get it back to his pitcher with his cohort catcher also hitting one deep. This one is going to be further back to the track, and it's caught. Wow, Scott hit it well, and Vanencini hit it better. And if the trajectory of the batters go well, then the pressure's on Holly to put it out of the park.
Coming up to bat, the first baseman, number 32, Tyler Holly.
So Vanencini is 1 for 3, a double in the second, and a walk in the third. Vanencini scored the second run, but he's out for the second time in a row. A line out to short and a fly to left. Here is Tyler Holley, Holley, not like the Holly, Hawley, that my mom grew up on in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Hello, Connecticut. I'm sure, well, there's got to be somebody in Connecticut listening, right? Someone's going to stumble over this at some point. Can we see where people are watching from? That would be a little bit invasive, right? We can?
Not now.
Not right now, but later we can check it out? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to watch us from somewhere you don't want reported, no, we can't tell where your address is, just kind of roughly where you are, I guess. Can't wait to find out if someone in Connecticut's watching this. This one getting out of the way is number 32. Tyler Holley. Yeah, Tyler Holley's out of Cal State Fullerton, and Laverne, California, right next to Shirley, California, as this one is going to put him down at first base on the base on balls.
Number 26, Chase Taylor.
So Chase Taylor up there in the left-handed box. Funny, I mentioned Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley in the same show. For us, two related programs from the last century. still somewhere. It got to be on Me TV or I don't know, one of those stations. 9-1. Find it online just like us. You can see the fellow Alameda team who won the BACL on Monday over the California Red Tails, who really battled back from their 5th place regular season position to get all the way to a 4-3 loss to Alameda Anchors. So congratulations to the Anchors. Coach Josh Passanelli, E. Bradley, former professional pitcher, Blue Jays organization, and nice work for everybody on the club. And over there to first, and safe, but kind of giving up glasses was Borelli on the attempt. Did he break them or what? He's throwing them down on the grass. I guess he wanted to clean up maybe with turf. Anyways, he has the sunglasses on the top of his visor now. Here's the next pitch from Anthony Gamboa, and it just misses. He's really hitting that glove hard. Really throwing some good velocity. Now the count is full. Pretty much straight away. Not playing doubles defense at third against the left-handed batter is Young, and Gamboa decides to wipe off a little bit of perspiration. Steps back on the top of the hill now. 3-2 pitch coming from the white cap Gamboa. This was hit pretty well to right center. The shadows are helpful now to the outfield, where before it would have been a tough play. And it's a fairly easy catch for Aiden Tackless, who makes the catch to retire the side. Left on base, Tyler Holley. Otherwise, nothing doing for the visiting Stompers in the 7th. They've been pretty quiet since scoring 9 runs in 3 innings to start the game. It is still 9-1. The Merchants trying to come back late now. We'll see what happens. Right here on YouTube.
All right, it is now.
And James Pearsall making sound work of a delicious looking cheeseburger. And I'm going to unwrap this aluminum foiled hot dog. Let's give it a try. Unfortunately, it has ketchup on it. No, mustard's the one I wanted. Yeah, I think you did too. I think somebody just really wanted to use the red ball instead of the yellow one.
Now batting the DH, number 23, Rocco Granucci.
Well, anyway, I'm going to pretend it's mustard later, but they do have some wonderful food here. Hope you come out to catch a game as soon as you can in a nice little meal. This one is knocked foul. Got quite a bit of cinder on the infield side, but it was all foul all the way off the bat of Rocco Granucci, who is 0 for 2 so far. Trying to work on some things as Granucci up there with the bat again. He's been getting a lot of contact, but it's just not been quite where he wanted it. Can't get frustrated. Take a good deep breath, a little walk around, as is allowed much more here level than at this season of the year as it would be in the spring. Anyway, 0-2 pitch is a strike 3. So he's looking for the second time today, and a total of 3 strikeouts for Granucci. So he's doing good things with the first and second pitches, but
number 4, Xavier LaCourse.
That third strike has been finding him today. So maybe better luck next time, and maybe he'll get up again today.
Was that a swing strike?
As his looking strikeout for the second time. Xavier LaCourse at the plate is 0 for 2 as well. He lined out to second, hit him where they were. In this case, his compatriot Noel Elijah Ramos caught it. And then a fly out to left to lead off the 5th. So this is the first inning in which he did not lead off an inning. Maybe he gets on with a 1 out. Grounded to Dustin Chaney. Will he make the play? Yes! Dustin Chaney makes the play after that vicious shot that he thought about and let go by, and might have impacted a little bit of the nail without hurting the finger, hopefully. That other time, well, he was shaking it a little bit. It doesn't help you give signs when you're in that third base coach's box. And again, a looking strikeout. 2 in a row. Chris Albee, ALBEE, wearing 36 on the hill, the righty.
Now batting the center fielder, number 33, Casey Levitt McGee.
Casey Levitt McGee now up as Albee. Albee Sure is, maybe that could be his nickname. Yep. Out of Sacramento, the junior. Kind of weighing his options still. It hasn't been reported where he'll be playing in the spring or working out in the fall. You know, some of the JCs here in the middle of the Bay are looking for people, but if he's a junior, unless he's a bounce back, he's going to be looking 4-year all the way. So best of wishes to him and each and every player out here as they continue their collegiate careers. This one off the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs. And the lights are now taking more of an effect, and while that happens, the scoreboard lights go out again. I don't know if we're getting some pulse, some electronic pulses out there. Someone's playing games with the lights. Well, this one is a fly ball to left field. It kind of shanks a little bit and right to the glove of the well-positioned Chase Taylor to close out the 7th. The home half of the 7th is unproductive. 2 strikeouts and a fly out. It'll be Rogers, Tackless, and Borelli for the 8th, more than likely. There might be some pinch hitters now with this score 9-1. We might see a lot of defensive changes coming up. But as it stands now, most of the regulars, well, actually all of them are still in except for the pitchers. We'll see what happens here as we go to the top of the 8th with the Stompers leading 9-1.
10 is, I think, going
Danny Garcia on the hill. The Oakland kid has a 2-0 count right here to the first batter he faces is Luke Rossi, pinch hitting for Sonoma. Rossi batting for Noel Ramos here in the 8th. Ramos went 1 for 4, scored 2 runs. Didn't strike out. He's okay, happy with his day, especially defensively as well. So both ways. 2-1. Pitch is just missing from Garcia. Daniel Garcia, Monterey Bay guy himself. Again, out of Oaktown, right across the water, or through the tube, the Webster tube, which might close again today at 10. Am I right? Or is that, yeah? So be careful, fans. Your traffic report, if you want to get from Alameda to Oakland or vice versa, you're going to need to maybe take one of those bridges instead of the tube if you're doing so overnight. But right there, traffic report from home to first, it's Luke Rossi.
Number 5.
And another new hitter.
Nick Sebastiani, wearing number 5.
Nick Sebastiani, as Brian Lee lets us all know in the park. Nick Sebastiani at the plate, wearing number 5.
To go southpaw.
So 2 pinch hitters in a row. We'll see if they stay in the game at the spots vacated or not. See what the coaches, Zach Pace, head coach, with Dave Hoke, Jacoby Heyer, and Paul Matarino, and also the bench coach, longtime bench coach for the Stompers, a coach in many different ways, Casey Gilroy, and Mike Nunez, the pitching coach. Probably won't have anything to do with that decision, but maybe he will. I'm sure he's capable if he had to. Zach Pace, Sonoma State assistant coach, and this one's headed right over at them, so look out. The arms akimbo and arms folded by the coaching staff at the little corner of the netting in front of the dugout. Most of the players for the Stompers are out there encouraging their teammates, including the runner at first, Rossi. Rossi with the walk. And now another somewhat dangerous count for the new pitcher Garcia, as it's a full, once again here, 3 balls for the batter, and this one fouled away. We see Ryan Bridges coming up our way, one of the broadcasters for our friends from Sonoma, aforementioned Syracuse broadcasting student. And perhaps you could even say student extraordinaire, hopefully. I don't know his grades, but I bet they're good. This one is out to short, and that was hit to deep shortstop. I don't think they would have had a force at second. It was too far to get the runner at first. That's going to have to be a base hit, in my book. Hopefully, if you're in the Sebastiani family, you have an agreement here with the official score. And we have another pinch hitter or not? It's going to be Max.
Now batting third baseman, number 21, Max Handron.
Max Handron. I was saying Max Headroom earlier. And that's when he got hit in the leg. So that didn't work out at all for his nickname that I gave him, that probably no one else has ever called him. This is a swing through. And so getting ahead of the batter is Danny Garcia. Looking in, has the arm hanging from the rotator cuff. Hopefully it's hanging just for relaxation and no other reasons. This one's off the plate. That rotator cuff got 2 stoppers, if you will, kind of keeping your arm when it decelerates and back, and then you got one in front and one on the side, and got to treat it well. Here's a pitch. The best way to treat it is by getting all your other muscles really worked well so you don't have to overdo it. But deceleration is just going to take its toll when you throw overhand. You can throw underhand for pretty much ever. Look at softball world. Baseball, got to take good care and maybe get a little luck too. Here's a pitch on 1-2, and wow, Dustin Cheney was having some trouble over there earlier, and this time hitting the deck is Dave Hoke, who hops up like a break dancer. Spread the sawdust out there at the third base box. Some of the places have cutout cinder coaching boxes. Right here, we're not even really wasting any paint on it. Keeping the grass nice and pretty and soft there, and when you have to fall on it like Hoke did there. This one is up and away, 2-2. So since he's only maybe going to get one inning of work here, Danny Garcia is going to get as many pitches as he can. Here is the offering. It's down low and really scrambling out there to get it is Gonzalez throwing down to first. Borelli was ready for it. A little surprise attack there on the runner over there at first. Sebastiani. Man, what a name to be on the Stompers. Sebastiani. Man, there's got to be a connection, you know. Hands on knees for that runner. And he's going to be running perhaps to third base. In front of him will be Rossi on what should be extra bases for Handren. One in, and Sebastiani makes it to third. Max Handren out there at second base with a double. His second double of the day and third hit. The fourth time he's been on base and his fifth RBI of the day. And double digits now on the scoreboard for the visitors. 10-1.
Continuing, number 45, Rudy Gonzalez.
Get that right, Dan. 10-1 in favor of Sonoma.
To go southpaw here. My hands are kind of dirty.
I'm looking for the name. Number 45, it's going to be Rudy Gonzalez, one of the 5 listed catchers. He's out of Edinburgh, Texas, and Texas Hills Grande Valley. Maybe Grand Valley, Texas Hills Grand, maybe? I'm going to say Grande. Like Diaz for all you baseball fans in Spanish on the Bay. He's a sophomore. So the Texan at the plate, standing up there with a couple runners in scoring position. As knocking in Rossi from second is Handren, and over at third base now is Sebastiani. And the strike call, 0-1. 0-2 now. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball's in the dirt. And they're going to have to make a play. And the throw down to first base is strong by Gonzalez. So out on a K2-3 is the third pinch hitter of the inning. As it was Rudy Gonzalez put out catcher to first on the strikeout.
Number 30, Joseph Cardinale.
So Joseph Cardinale, is it Cardinale or Cardinal? Cardinale is going to bat. Oh, there he is. Joseph Cardinale. See, now the Stompers do a good job of listing them by position, but you have to kind of jump your eyes to the number. He's out of San Mateo. Salinas, California, the hometown, wraps it hard. Not impacted with a poor view as the runner was in front of him. And it's a 6-3 put out for the second out of the inning, and an RBI ground out for Joseph Cardinale. As scoring is Nick Sebastiani, making it 11-1, and Max Handren moves over to third.
Number 15, Darvin Scott.
30, number 30 now is in the game in that 5-hole. Cardinale for Contreras. Contreras having gone 1 for 4 on the day with a double and scored a run. Darvin Scott will continue to maintain his spot in the 6th place in the order and bashes one into left field. He has an RBI. He has his second RBI of the day and drives in Max Handren after he himself knocked in a run. 12-1 the score now. The Stompers trying to remove any chance that the Merchants can come back. And scoring 3 runs here in the 8th after not scoring in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. They scored 4 in the 2nd after a blank in the 1st on 5 batters. Then they scored 5 in the 3rd. And we do have another pinch hitter coming up. So Scott with his base hit is going to continue to run in.
Now batting number 25, Justice Brinston.
Justice Brinson is up. Justice Brinson is up, and he takes a strike. Number 25 kind of wiggles the tail quarters like a bee, like a yellow jacket, if you will. Anyway, I'm not going to make too many insect analogies for him. He just has a nice style at the plate and looks at 1-1. He's loose. The guy's got rhythm, and he's shaking the tail. 1-1, trying to get that bat shaking through the zone, and he looks at another one. 2-1. Justice Brinson at the dish is, well, they're using all their catchers. Maybe he'll be in there for Van and Sin. You had a nice day leading the way behind the plate and hitting the ball. Brinson stands 5'7" and is up near 200 out of Azusa Pacific, the D2 program. He went to Windsor High and lives in Windsor still. I guess is his hometown when he's not down south. So maybe Brinson will be in there at catcher for Coach Zach Pace. Swing and a miss by Brinson. See, now, one of the eveners in baseball is if you're not tall, that's okay because you can fake your height on the roster often, but you have a smaller strike zone. You really have to pinpoint it, and you have not too much to have to swing at, but this is a nice off-speed pitch. Way to finish the inning after a whole bunch of heat from Danny Garcia. He gets the new batter, Brinson, to look at strike 3. So the inning kind of starts off like a lion and ends like, I don't know, a mouse? I got to get my Aesop's Fables right, but 3-run score in the inning, and let's see, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 hits in the inning, no errors, and left on base was 1 player, Darvin Scott. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 12-1 in favor of Sonoma. Thanks for painful experiment today with the guest announcer Dan Arrington, James Pearsall, Brian Lee, and well, some other wonderful people right here watching this game and live in person. Hope you're enjoying it either live or on. Oh, it's not on tape anymore, is it? Wherever you are, hope you're liking this game. For the bottom of the 8th inning. A good hand here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Again, maybe his nickname is Woo because he's getting a lot of those woo sounds, you know. I like to say yeehaw, you know, but it's about the only quirk I have. I'm a very normal, non-eccentric person. Jack Rogers in has grounded to second, grounded to short, and flown to left. As we'll give you some changes, and maybe our eyes can kind of gather in who's in the outfield. It's Rossi now at third after pinch hitting for Ramos in the one spot. Handren, the third baseman, moves over to second, and where Ramos was defensively. Sebastiani batted for Abel, and he's on the field for Abel at shortstop in the 2-hole. Hawley stays in at second. Justice Brinson batted for Jack Vancini. Vancini had a pretty nice day, just overall leading the club. Scored the second run of the game after doubling, and hit the ball well otherwise. Got hit by pitch and then lined out and flew out. Then Brinson made the last out of the 8th, and now he's there behind the dish. And this one gets away, gathered up by the on-deck hitter Aiden Tackless. So it's Rogers, Tackless, Borelli, we expect. And we have a little discussion here, trying to see if the catcher's okay. Maybe got him in a tough spot there. Asking if he's okay. Now, Coach Pace has used all his catchers pretty much in the game, except for Andrew Bonfigli. I'm not sure if he's here. But he's used 4 of his 5 catchers, so he's really getting everybody involved. Handren again moved from third to second. And then we're just going to try to see who's in the outfield as we can. The lighting pretty good, but maybe not good enough for me. This one is hit hard, and what a snag at shortstop. The throw to first, and an out there. Jack Rogers hit that ball about as hard as anybody has on the level.
Coming up to bat, the right fielder, number 44, Aiden Tackless.
So credit Sebastiani for being ready for action there on defense, just getting in the game and scoring a run. Pinch hitting in the 8th with a single, and came around to score, and now he's out there making a nice play on defense. Nick Sebastiani. So one away, and we'll put a star by the 6 on the 6-3 putout. Aiden Tackless has scored the only run for the Merchants today, and that came in the 4th. As the single by Vicente Feliciano, the only RBI so far today. And this one skied by Tackless, trying to go over and maybe push against some chain link to try to get that ball, is Rossi, now playing third. He decides to not do a cheese grater with the glove and let the ball go on the other side of the fence. So we're at 1-1 to the left-handed batting Aiden Tackless out of Sacred Heart Cathedral in San Francisco. Now at Manhattan University, looks at a fastball for a strike from the right-handed pitcher. Ross Goldschlag. Okay, Ross Goldschlag. Maybe the lights aren't good enough here in the booth either. Ross Goldschlag takes over for Chris Albee as the new pitcher. With all the other defensive position changes, I should probably tell you that one. Goldschlag at the belt with the set, and this one is topped, and it's taken a lot of bounces to get to second base, and still the play is going to work out. Handren playing the new position, able to throw over to Hawley for the 4-3 putout. 2 away. Well, we'll put a star by that, but it wasn't an easy play for Handren. So a new batter, first in the time in the game for Borelli. We're going to have a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting, number 28, is Carter Stoltz.
You might have heard Brian Lee call out the name of Carter Stoltz. Right-handed batter, gets in there to give it a go. He's a catcher out of Willamette University, and Davis, sophomore. At least all the information we have, he is a sophomore. So he's going to try to poke it through that infield of Rossi, Sebastiani, Handren, and Hawley. As Goldschlag takes his time, a little stutter as their little, I don't know, not gimmicks necessarily, but how they get ready on the hill. Call them quirks, if you will, as he really moves that left leg. Kind of shudders the kneecap back and forth, front and back, and this one is a ball. 1-2. Wish you were here. Even with a score 12-1 in favor of the visitors from Sonoma. And Goldschlag fired. Picked up by Kai Young, hustling over even though he's not anywhere close to on deck as of yet. Hoping for another chance. This one, another top of the ball. A high Chavez Ravine top for you Dodger fans, and it's a throwout. Handren able again, making a very little done play. He came in and got that other, scooted over to his left. Now it's to scoot to his right behind the mound and throw to first to get Carter Stoltz. 3 up, 3 down against the new pitcher Goldschlag for the Sonoma Stompers, who lead 12-1. Merchants got to make history. Got to make history if you want to win 12-1 as they are trying to keep away from Menlo Park in the standings and work their way a little higher in this competitive conference. We'll be right back on California Collegiate League baseball action on YouTube.
New pitcher for the Merchants.
Asante Wilson is the new pitcher for the Merchants in the 9th inning. And I didn't get a report on where Wilson might be going for college coming up, but we shall hopefully find out at some point. Asante went to Laney last year and had some really great innings for the Eagles. Had a couple times when he kind of filled in for others and did a great job, and you know, everybody has their inning or two that don't work out, but he's known for a lot of successes for the Laney Eagles, and he's on the hill, and Atticus Gonzalez is going to go the whole way, perhaps behind the dish. I think it's Gonzalez back there as he throws it back to the new pitcher, the 6th of the game for Alameda, with Blake Jacobs now in the game for the first time. He's at third base. Kai Young moves over to first. Carter Stoltz came in to pinch hit, and now if Blake wants to hit, they're going to have to bat 9 in. This is a strikeout.
Now batting,
Holly
Andrew Bonfigley
strikes out for the first time today and is out for only the second time today. And we do have another new batter, it looks like. That's number 4. That's Andrew Bonfigley. So here he is. They've gotten all 5 catchers in the game as he looks at a strike. Andrew Bonfigley at the dish. He's batting for Chase Taylor, who had a nice day in the outfield. tracking down some of the shots and diving for one, almost making a great catch on that play, otherwise trapping the ball, not letting it get by him. He scored 2 runs. He walked and was hit by pitch, otherwise 0 for 2, but he made his mark nonetheless in the game. This one hit by Bonfigley, fairly high, but down into that kind of brown spot out there, the dry spot out there in right field. Maybe that's the only spot with drought on our Pat Bale field map. But anyway, regardless if it's green or brown on the natural surface, overall pretty nice over here under the lights. Beautiful night, and the catch made with ease in right by Aiden Tackless. So Bonfigley out F9 after Taylor had made an F9 in my book, his last time up. Luke Rossi's second time up, the third baseman in the spot formerly occupied by Noel Ramos. Noel Elijah Ramos, for all of you Noel Ramos fans maybe on Facebook or something, you can look up the right guy. Here's the pitch, and it is now, I think, 1-1. Did he call that a strike or not?
Ball.
He did call it a ball. I think that both me and Rossi were wondering about that one. So it's 2-0. Here's the pitch from Asante Wilson, and he really wants that top shelf. And Gonzalez wanted it too, but you have a hard time making a high pitch into a strike. Sometimes a low one, you can kind of pull up a tiny bit as you bring it back to your sternum, but not, or tap the ball just a little higher. And this time with 3-0 count, he's going to be swinging, and Rossi delivers a single. So single to left field.
Now batting number 5, Nick Sebastiani.
Nick Sebastiani made a nice play at short, his one inning of defense so far, and he also got a single his first time up last inning. 3 runs in that inning, 12 in the game for Sonoma, leading 12-1. This one is off of his leg while he's in the box. That's foul ball immediately called out by Eric Thompson. As long as the game may have seemed to some, it's moved well in the middle innings. It's just not of interest if you wanted a close game. But as far as some good baseball plays and some good reps for these guys, especially a lot of pitchers tonight too, it's still been a neat affair to watch, and certainly beautiful conditions. And the smell in the air, not, I guess, popcorn, more so of some cooked items, but you know, the basic ballpark fare, and done well. 0-2 in the hole right now is Sebastiani. Here's the pitch, well off the plate by Al Wilson. Did he hurt himself? Just upset. I guess he did. The ball didn't go where he wanted, but he herky-jerked on the top of the hill and made me a little worried for him. So I'm glad he's okay. His teammates are chuckling a bit maybe at the reaction he had to that pitch. 2 and again off the plate, and Asante Wilson sends a message to Gonzalez like, just give me the ball, it's okay. Sometimes still with number 6 on Asante's back, I'm not used to seeing these numbers, especially after seeing Asante. He was up a pretty high number. I think he might have been, well, maybe not high, maybe, I think he was 26 over there. Anyway, I guess he'll have to get a number. Whatever you're wearing in your back, it doesn't really matter, because what matters is that you're playing. You've got a jersey that works. Here's a pitch, ground ball. It's going to be a tough play. Able to snag it, throw to first, stretch, and unable to make the play is Young, and is going to go over to third base. So it's going to be a base hit and then an error on the shortstop as the ball got away from the first baseman stretching for it. And I'm sure that Young would have rather have stopped the ball. I think that was a really nice effort by the shortstop, but I think it does go down as an error for him. So a base hit to shortstop, and then an error allows both runners to move to the next base. So Rossi to third after the single he had, and the single and an error on the frame by Sebastiani hit into the hole. Nice play, and a slightly slower runner would have made it really wonderful to watch if Young had been able to snag it, playing the new position after being at third, the hot corner most of the game. And now picking up the pace a little bit there was Asante Wilson. So 1-1. Wilson, of course, the pitcher on the hill when that balk was called after a very strange play back on the 19th of June, somewhere in June, maybe it was the 29th of June. Well, correct me on that. It was back in June when the Stompers hosted up there in the top of the 10th. Pardon me, the bottom of the 10th, after they'd had a runner thrown out and probably was safe for the Merchants. Swing and a miss. Probably won't be able to tell you much more about that story except check that one out on YouTube. A hit by pitch with 2 strikes. The guy swinging at the ball should have been a dead ball, strike 3 out, which would have ended the bottom of the 10th. And then right after that, a balk by Wilson, and the Stompers had a win. Well, it's not close like that tonight. 12-1. Well, the Merchants need a lot of runs, a lot of help, and say your prayers, everybody, if you want them to win this one. Otherwise, let's just hope for some excitement in the bottom of the 9th. 12-1, Sonoma leading Alameda. We'll be right back.
PM, right?
For those of you who check the internet just to see who's playing defensive positions, you're nuts. But I'll tell them to you anyway.
Now batting the catcher, number 27, Atticus Gonzalez.
Going to the bottom of the 9th, the Merchants need a whole bunch of help. Andrew Bonfigli listed as a catcher, playing left field, and he's a ball player first, so he plays where the coach wants him. That's the right answer. Joseph Cardinale is, he pinch hit an inning prior, and he's in center field. We weren't sure who it was. We thought it would be him, but we don't want to tell you wrongly, and we believe it's still Darvin Scott in right field. And it's Rossi, Sebastiani, Handren, and Hawley around the infield. Brinson remains the catcher, I believe, and it is Dylan Burke out of Sac City in El Dorado is his hometown listed, and that one is inside. So 2-0. First batter is Atticus Gonzalez, who's caught well and had to make quite a few catches of the various pitchers sent his way. Asante Wilson being the last of 6, and he had no runs, 2 hits in his inning of work. He also struck out 2 of the Stompers. So a nice inning for Asante. So we had a Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N, to start it, and a Dylan, is he D-I-double-L-O-N? Could it be the same spelling?
Same spelling, yeah.
Same spelling as golf? D-Y-L-A-N. Okay. So there you go. 2 Dylan, same name. They're trying to bookend this game for the Stompers, and it is just high. So Gonzalez gets the promised land. He gets first base, maybe more. Here to start off the inning. Make history, Alameda.
Number 2, Vicente Feliciano.
Feliciano's had a nice night. He's had 2 hits and been on base all times. Got hit just kind of nicking the shoulder instead of a little further upstairs. You don't want to see anybody get in contact at the neck or head. And he was able to kind of eke his shoulder up just enough to have it off of that. Probably didn't feel very good, but he seems to be no worse for the wear. This one is up and away. Pretty fast mover on that pitch from Burke. Again, out of El Dorado Hills and Sacramento City College, otherwise known as Sac City to the baseball community. Off to a decent-sized lead is the catcher Gonzalez from first. Holding him on is Hawley, played there the whole game. And this one is going to make it a 2-0 count. Left-handed batting, Feliciano. Nice to be a left-handed batter and play the middle infield. Left-handed catchers are the premium, I guess, but if you can teach your kid to switch hit at least, please do. It's going to help their career. Feliciano has a 3-hit night. 3 bounces out to the outfield.
3 for 3.
Trey for Trey. 3 for 3 with the hit by pitch, but he hasn't yet to score, and he'd like to get there.
Batting the first baseman, number 8, Kai Young.
Gonzalez moves to second. Kai Young coming up to hit. Lamore kid. Valley man trying to make it by the Bayside. Back bat. Try again. Take 3. Black bat on the right shoulder, and that's a strike. The colors, don't adjust your zenith screen because these are black and white pretty much there. They're very dark blue with the white tops say Merchants across them. Meanwhile, Sonoma with their grays. Stompers on the front with the red number. Oh, and a hit by pitch, and he's not enjoying that. And Eric Thompson goes out there knowing they got him in a real tough spot. So got him right in the funny bone, if you will. So Eric gave him a catch and also want to make sure he didn't go anywhere. This game has been played by all gentlemen tonight, that's for sure.
DH, number 23, Rocco Branducci.
Nice people out here, and Kai Young knows that wasn't purposeful. I don't think there's any history at all between Young and Burke. And now there's a tiny bit, but checking the joints out there is the first base coach, Dan Mills, actually. Don Mills, I think, is a photographer. Dan Mills. Dustin Cheney's been doing the head coaching and base coaching duty tonight over at third. Puts his helmet back on his head after wiping a little bit of sweat off the top of the skull. Here's the pitch coming from Burke, and it leaks by the catcher just far enough for I don't know, a little look down to third base to see if Gonzalez might try to score. So Gonzalez on at third, Feliciano is over at second, them moving over on the hit by pitch of Kai Young, who seems to be okay. He's kind of holding that right arm a little funny over there, but he's ready to run. It's a black glove on the left hand and no glove on the right. He's off to his lead with the first baseman Hawley behind him, and this one is inside too. And wow, you could have wore one for a run there maybe, Granucci, but he wants more than that. He's had a tough night. It's been up 3 times, and we'll just let you guess what it was. So right here, he windmills the bat a little bit with the left arm, has both hands on the base of the bat now. Left hand near the knob, staring at the pitcher Burke, who's ready to throw. And excuse me, swing, fouls it off the backstop. The LSD screen, has it subsided now? I call it the LSD screen. I don't know. Yet another term from the prior century. Might be more of a cannabis screen now. I don't know. Depends on what your bud tender gives you. I have not met one yet. I mean, I probably have, but never for business. 2-1. Yeah, that's what it is. And this one's off the plate, 3-1. So at home, you can make your bets, place your bets now. And what do you think? Ball or strike right here? I think he's going to be neither. I think he's going to get a base hit here. That's what the Merchants need. That's what Granucci wants. Burke family doesn't like it, but they're going to see the pitch. It is down low, ball 4. So if you bet walk and an RBI for Granucci, you win. Rocco Granucci goes to first base with the RBI. Driving in Gonzalez from third, the catcher who's worked so hard tonight. 12-2 with that run scoring. Feliciano moves to third following Gonzalez. And Young to second base. And LaCour's up there. Now, throwing the ball hard is Burke, maybe as hard as Goff did tonight. And who else threw it hard? Gamboa for the Merchants really threw the ball hard tonight, too. The starter, Leon really had some good MPH when he wanted to as well. Just couldn't get that strike 3 a few times that he really wanted early on, and that put him in the hole. Nub to the pitcher, and he isn't able to catch it, but it rolls right to the second baseman at second base. He's standing right there for it. And so, wow, look what I found, Handren. So right there is going to be a run scoring. That's
the center fielder, number 10, Shane Aldridge.
Feliciano scores on the fielder's choice for LaCour. LaCour's on at first base now with an RBI. Fielder's choice 4. I don't know, is that 1-4? Did the pitcher touch the ball? I kind of think he did. So yes, he did. It's confirmed 1-4 put out, and
it's actually Shane Aldridge. Yes.
So
it's actually Shane Aldridge.
Number 10, Shane Aldridge is going to pinch hit for Casey Levitt McGee.
He was already playing center field.
Oh, my bad. He was already in the game. Well, no. You got to tell me these things. I told you I can't see the outfield.
I did.
How dare you?
For 30, I said
well,
he is out.
Well, give me a roster and maybe I can see the guy's name, huh? We're going to battle here, man. Nah, it's all good. Believe me, if Brian Lee is on point, and I'm not trying to elude responsibility, this is Shane. Been in the game. So he came in after the fly out to left by McGee, Levitt McGee?
Has he been in since the 7th? He's been in since the 8th.
He's been in since the 8th. Okay, so this is his first at bat, but he's not a pinch hitter officially. He was in the field. So here goes. Aldridge, a left-handed batter, kind of a not so great effort at that one with a 12-3 score. With moving up now, Young at third and Granucci at second.
He's a right-handed pitcher too.
Pardon me. Not Granucci, it's now LaCour has moved up to second. So Young is at third. Granucci has moved up. No, Granucci was out on the 1-4 put up. And now LaCour's is over. Defensive indifference, I guess. I'm not sure he gets a stolen base for that, does he? If anybody in my book, the shortstop, second baseman, or catcher go after it as this one's fouled away, then that's a stolen base. But if nobody makes a move, and the ball gets away, but it's a foul ball. The ball's never been put in play. So a little whoop, whoop, whoop. Dicks for the Yankers. And swing and a miss. So Aldridge out in his first at bat on strikes.
Now left fielder, number 34, Jack Rogers.
Jack Rogers coming up. Still has some fans here. Maybe not quite as loud. It could be that they're still eating a hot dog when he comes up to the plate. Try not to cheer and chew at the same time. Fans is dangerous. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We know that at least 2 of the 3 of us have worked really hard to bring it to you. And also I'm here, Dan Harrington, with Brian Lee and James Pearsall. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jack Rogers up there. He was out the last time up on a brilliant play by Nick Sebastiani. And otherwise has put the ball in play just right at people. A 4-3, ground out second base, then a ground out to short, and then a fly ball to center. Eric Thompson back there keeping his eyes at that level, right at the top of the strike zone, over his front man, the catcher, Brinson. Burke to Brinson, and it's intercepted by the back of Rogers and away right next to a fan who I'm not sure was looking at the time, off of the seats to our right, not too far away from the broadcast crew again. We'll name them again since Kieran used to be here and Ryan is his buddy from Syracuse. Kieran Costa, Ryan Bridges, got Rahil Jaswal and JW Toy out there doing whatever they do. Guess you can call one of them an on-site coordinator and the other one, I don't know, videographer perhaps. Need everybody, all hands on deck. If you want to be involved with baseball here at Alameda, make sure you see Tony Sakachi. You got something to bring, something you want to try, something you always want to do, be a part of it. This one fouled away. You don't just have to be an eligible player, you can be somebody who loves the game.
AlamedaMerchants.com.
AlamedaMerchants.com. Send a letter to the editor, no, to the owner, to the GM. Glad that College of Alameda has this program as their tenant, if you will, and hope it's a fair and square. We believe it is. Former home of Holy Names University, as well as formerly College of Alameda some time ago, a couple decades back, and then Holy Names had been around for 154 years, and now they're gone. As this one's a ball. Got 1 and 2. I see you got 13 hits up there. I must have missed one. I have 14 hits. I'm pretty sure I got that right. It was a hit and an error in the for Sebastiani in the 9th. So you got that one, and we had a hit before him too, right? We had 2 in the last inning. I don't know. Anyway, whatever the case, 12-3 is a score, and that's what really counts. 1-2 pitch, hit hard, line, and caught. And that is the ball game. Line drive. The game started with the whimper and went out with the line drive to third base off the bat of Jack Rogers, who hit the ball well. He hit the ball well tonight and gets nothing for it. So
come join us tomorrow at Laney College as the Alameda Merchants take on the San Francisco Seagulls in the CCL North matchup. Thank you everybody for coming out. Have a good night and please drive home safe.
So you heard Brian Lee making that call and didn't want to interrupt him. We want country roads to take us home. I don't know where the country roads are around Alameda, California, but I guess the road back to Sonoma will be good for the Stompers after the loss yesterday, 2-1 nail biter. They get this W 12-3 over the Alameda Merchants. Staying ahead out of the cellar, but they really wanted to stretch it out a little bit here at the end of the season, and so far not meeting that goal. But they'll be back at it tomorrow night, giving it their yeoman's effort. Everybody got in and got some work, so they're going to be playing the Seagulls tomorrow night at Laney College. We've been talking so highly about this beautiful field here at College of Alameda and the surroundings, the grill and everything, but come on over for that baseball experience at Laney College at what's now Tom Purse Diamond and John Martinez bullpen. The Purse Martinez facility at Laney College. That'll be the site tomorrow night at 6 o'clock versus the Seagulls. In the totals for tonight's game, with 2 runs scoring on, how many hits did they end up having there that inning? Well, they had 2 hits. Yeah, 2 hits, 2 runs on 2 hits I have. Then the errors, nope, no errors for the other team. Left on base, they left 2 on in that inning. So the totals would be 12 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for the Merchants. They left on 9 tonight. Sonoma. That's Sonoma 12-14, no errors and 9 left on base for the Merchant. Did it again. As I flip the page, I'm telling you, I guess I really wanted a Merchants win tonight, you know. Sonoma Stompers got those totals, but for the Merchants, they had 3 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and left on 8. What I have in my book, now, I'm not sure what the rules are for the California League specifically when you go 4, but usually in a 9-inning game you have to go 5 for the win. So therefore, on our broadcast, we'll give it to Riley Phelan, the first reliever. He pitched an inning and faced 4 batters, only had a walk, and he had a strikeout. Dylan Goff pitched really well the first 4, so we'll see if the Stompers end up giving him the win, but we have no way of knowing that. Our official score is giving him the win. I'm not sure if it's in the rule book to do that, but I guess our scorer can do whatever he wants to do. So Dylan Goff pitched 4, pitched well, pitched with a lead of 9 to nothing at one point, 1 run scoring for the Merchants in the 4th, and then again the 2 that you just listened to in the 9th. So it was Dylan Goff, Riley Phelan, Zachary Borman, Chris Albee, you got Ross Goldschlag and Dylan Burke. And then for the Stompers, the loss goes to Brandon Leone, who gave up the first we gave it 4 in the 2nd, and it was responsible for 2 in the 3rd. So not the outing that he wanted in this bullpen game. And he had some moments of greatness, but overall it didn't work out well. Hey, somebody discovered the light switch. That'll help us a little bit. So thank you to the keeper of the lights. Mitch Hunter pitched 3, and he gave up 3 runs. And then you had Antoine Valerio pitching a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th after 2 1-2-3 innings by Hunter. Anthony Gamboa really fired it up. He had a walk, otherwise he was perfect with 3 fly balls, and the outfielders being perfect helped him there. And then 3 runs in the 8th against Danny Garcia, and then no runs given up by Asante Wilson with 2 strikeouts in the 9th. Hitting wise for the Stompers, you had 2 runs scoring for Darvin Scott, and he had 3 hits in the number 6 spot of the order. Also scoring 3 times, well actually no, 2 times for Ramos, and they scored the 2nd, and then 8 out of the 9 they had in the game, and that was in the 3rd. So otherwise, the subs did pretty well, Rossi and Sebastiani for the Stompers. For the Merchants, the player of the game offensively was Vicente Feliciano. He had been on base all 4 times in the contest. He scored the 3rd run. He drove in a run in the 4th, and he was 3 for 3 with a hit by pitch. He'd be your offensive player of the game. Jack Rogers, I got to just mention him. He hit the ball well tonight. Maybe on audio broadcast here you can't really know. You can definitely see the game online as well. Maybe if you look back at the game on YouTube, you'll see that he did well with the bat, but did not get a hit. 2 times on base on 2 walks for Casey Levitt McGee, but other than Feliciano being kind of the player of the game there, Young got on base 3 out of 4 times. He had a single in the 2nd and was left at 3rd to end the game after being hit by pitch. And then, well, I guess that's about all we'll mention in that regard. So we've talked it out for you. We hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast. Not always easy to call a game when the score is what it was after 3, but the Stompers, kept their win. For Coach Pace, Coaches Nunez, Hoke, Heyer, Matarino, and Gilroy, and Justin Cheney, Dan Mills, and Marciano Reichel, some work to do, but they certainly were crafty in how they involved their pitching staff. Overall, they did pretty well as a lot tonight, and what can you say? I guess we'll just wrap it there. 12 runs on 14 hits for the Stompers, 3 runs on 7 hits for the Merchants. That's the ball game. For Brian Lee, for James Pearsall, Tony Sakachi Productions, I want to thank Kiara Houston for the great food that they gave us tonight too. Thank you very much. Thanks for being a part of things, and watch it on YouTube later. Watch it again if maybe your family member or a favorite player had a